Because you've begun a good work in me, you're faithful and just to complete, walking in transparency. Use it for your glory. Come and have a talk with me. Come and have a talk with me.
Purpose, and I guess purpose as a Christian then, as bigger than just a church. We can own airlines, we can run magazines, but I guess it's all, from so far, it's all about what God has actually said or desires for us. Okay, so far, because I know it can be difficult. Like you said, you'll happily be a children's church worker. So sometimes the visions, the dreams that of the purpose that is shown to us, it can be huge. Do you know what I mean? Was just out of, when you saw about the airline, had these dreams and these, how did you receive it? Was you just like, hallelujah, yes, how was it exactly? Yes, hey.
You know, that's actually a really good question.
What was how did you respond?
At first, I thought I was going crazy, to be honest with you. Only because I know that there's like a stigma that's also attached to church people and having nice things. So there's this stigma that, okay, you know what, once like a pastor has a private plane, that's it, like something's gone wrong down the line basically. But I think a lot of the times Christians tend to forget that everything is God, you know, the whole world, everything. He's created everything in this world to give him glory, to give him praise. And I think that idea or that concept has been lost along the way somehow, that people just think that, you know, Christians can't aspire to do great things. We can't aspire to own businesses and, you know, be innovators basically. They almost just think, okay, we have to be limited to like a building, you know, but really and truly the gospel ought to go out to the world through any capacity. So, yeah.
Very true. So true. Like, be honest, it's true, because have a nice car, well, pastor, a lot of the things, the first things that I hear a lot of the time is that
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
Is that the offering?
Exactly.
Is that what offering goes to?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, that is the first thing. So
Exactly.
you are hesitant to, it does.
I was gonna say that, like, it's funny because one thing that I've seen, like, God do in my life personally is that He will show you those great things. He will show you the promise, but He will take you through the journey.
Yeah.
And there's a journey of brokenness. So a lot of the time when people think, okay, this pastor's taking my offering or my tithes and he's just literally living a lavish lifestyle. I think God is trying to get rid of all of that, and I think what He's trying to now do is create innovation, witty ideas, and give people wisdom for them to generate things for themselves in the kingdom. So it steers away from offering and tithes, and for people to then realize that there's a genuine call, there's a genuine vision, there's a genuine destiny on this individual's life. You know, and I've taken them through the desert. I've taken them through the broken times for them, for my covenant to be established.
Okay. So now, in line with, because you said that Arise is not your purpose. That's what you.
Not that it's not a purpose.
Like it's a part of
It's
your.
I think it's a part of the overall picture,
The overall.
basically. Like,
Okay.
that's my thing.
And what? So you know, there's more to what?
I definitely know there's more. I've, over the last, I would say, month or so, I've just been hearing about the fact that it's going to be more. Do you understand what I mean? But like Sam was saying, the walking through the desert place and all of them kind of things there, I think that people don't talk about the struggles enough. So all people are seeing is the glory, hallelujah times. But do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
People don't talk about the fact that, oh my days, if you ever know the struggles that I had to go through to get to this.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? I'm coming
So
here, my
true.
family is mashed up,
Yeah.
mashed down.
Yeah.
But I'm still coming here and
It's
I'm
true.
still serving, I'm still going through.
It's
Do
true.
you understand what I mean? And God is keeping me at the end of the road. This is how I managed to get my Benz and my Beamer, yeah? Because of the fact that my family were mashed up, yeah? They were on their face, you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
There's times when I don't even know how the electric was ticking over, or do you understand what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, people don't talk about that enough.
Yeah.
So all you're seeing is, the end result and stuff like that. And I think that that's what's missing. I think people need to talk about more about, what they're going through or what they have been through in order to get to where they've got to. Because, people need to just look at Jesus as an example. He was separated from his mother. You'd hardly hear them talk about his mother and his brothers and Joseph, them, do you know what I mean? Like, he was separated from his family in order to serve the people. He washed the people dirty foot. I understand what I mean? Like, he proper served. And I think that people don't, do you understand what I mean? There's stuff that, like you're saying, the word, oh my days, like, I've just got a newfound love for the word. Do you understand what I mean? Like, people, like, you think about Elijah, like, my man was in the desert and a bird was feeding him. I don't even like birds. Do you understand what I mean? Like, it's just, like, when you, that's what I'm saying. I just got a newfound love for it. Like, do you understand what I mean? Because it's like when you sit down and you read it and you think about it, you think, Lord, I thank you that I'm in these times here, because boy, I couldn't manage. I couldn't manage everything, their famine, and do you understand what I mean? And I'm saying that they have all these things and then they come out of it, and all you normally see is the people coming out of it, but you're not seeing the pressing and the travailing and all of the stuff that they're doing in order to get to it. So it is a thing, and I think that's where part of my fear comes from, because I'm thinking, I'm going through what I'm going through now, much less when you're telling me that I'm going to be doing this and doing that. Imagine the things that are going to be coming my way. I'm thinking, hold on, please just keep me back with Sunday school children. Do you understand what I mean? So I think that's where I think you get that kind of tugging. Do you know what I mean? Because you just think, and then like you think about where you've come from. Do you understand what I mean? You think, what, are you for real? Like, do you know who I am?
Do you know what I mean?
Do you actually know who I am? Not to say he doesn't know who you are, but you're just like, are you sure? Do you know who I am? So I think things like that, it makes you like,
What's your you're thinking something?
Yeah, I'm thinking. For me, I just feel like I think sometimes we can get caught up in this whole, I need to understand what my purpose is, I need to know what it is, and we go off and start pursuing things, and we're always looking for new ideas, but sometimes it's literally just kingdom advancement. Sometimes it's literally just serving God, and through that He will reveal exactly what He wants you to do. Because I feel like the world is always telling you, you've got to find happiness in your career, you've got to be doing this idea, you've got to be creating this app, you've got to be do you know what I mean? Everyone's trying to chase something and trying to do something new. Whereas sometimes, like, I literally just take a step back and say, do you know what, God, what do you want me to do for your kingdom? And through that, He will reveal so many new things for you. It's not about chasing a 9 to 5 or trying to think of a new way to become a millionaire. All of these things, it will happen. It's like, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and everything else will be added. Like, it will be added to you afterwards. It's literally just focus on God. Like, for me, I think I was in a place a while ago where I was just like, okay, do you know what, I need to be thinking of a new idea. Everyone else is opening businesses, everyone's doing apps, everyone's doing this. Like, what do I need to do? And you can get caught up in that so easily, and that may not even be your purpose. That may not even be where God is put, but it's because you're so kind of, you know, caught up with what the world is doing and caught up with where everyone else is going. You don't even know where God is taking you. And at the end of the day, we don't need to search for our purpose. Like, God created us. He knows. He's the manufacturer. The manufacturer has a way He's written down exactly what He wants the product to do. We don't need, as the products, to be looking for different things. We just need to sit and wait, and God will direct us. That's how I see it. Because, yeah, it's so difficult, I think, sometimes when you're seeing everyone else doing different things and you're seeing people going to different places, to just, you know, take a step back and just feel like, God, you know what, let me just wait for your direction, guide me. You know, don't do things on your own, trust me. I've seen it. It's a difficult road to go down.
Have you done things on your own?
I think before,
What do you think?
before I feel like, luckily, as I was saying, I was in a place where I was thinking, I need to be starting something, I need to be doing this. But I thank God that when I started to just serve, literally, like, you know, God, what do you want me to do in the church? Literally finding ways to serve people in the church, finding ways to serve my friends. That's when God started to reveal these things to me, my purpose and where He wanted to take me. And it was literally me just taking a step back, not even chasing things. And that's obviously how I kind of fell into modelling and into the pageant. And through those things, it was how God just kind of opened my eyes to the fact that He has a platform for me. And through that platform, that's where He's going to let His glory be seen and take me to a new place. And as obviously I won Miss Africa GB, and that was something I had never in my life thought I would have ever gone into. It was not something I'd ever kind of thought about before, but it was literally through, funny enough, I went to a church retreat for a weekend, and I met someone who was a winner of another pageant, and he kind of spoke to me, like, do you know what, I can see you doing a pageant. And I was like, I don't know about that, I don't know anything about pageants, not really sure. And she was just like, no, definitely go for it, I can see you doing that. And that's literally how I applied, and God just opened so many doors for me. But what I'm trying to say, it's not even about the fact that God has opened doors, but through that I've been able to minister to people. I've allowed God's glory to be seen in my life, because I've literally used it as a platform to help people. So God kind of showed one of my purposes is to support people in Africa, in Nigeria. So I've founded this charity project, I Am Able, but that was only through this pageant, and that was only because I literally took a step back. I wasn't even chasing anything. And it's just amazing how when you're literally serving God and you're just leaving it to Him, He will just open your eyes to so many things. Like His word, as you said, my brother, His word is the same. Like back then, today, forever, is the same. Search His word, He will show you what He wants you to do, and He will reveal so much to you.
So the lady, when she was telling you, oh, I see you doing pageants, and I see you doing a pageant, how did you, like, was it like a, in her, how she was telling you, was it like a, you know, like a word from God, like God is saying you're doing, you're gonna, was it like that, or was it just like, I could maybe just see you doing a pageant, you know?
So at the time it was discussion, but the way it came out, it was very prophetic. But that being said, when I was younger, I did receive a lot of prophecies that at a certain age or at a certain point, God is going to elevate me. And I kept receiving prophecies like that from a very, very young age. But I didn't know anything in terms of where it would be or through what avenue or whatever. It was always just like, you know, around the time you're 21, God is going to elevate you. And I received that from the age of about 7. I started receiving prophecies like that through ministers. And I was just like, okay, God, have your way, whatever it is. I don't know where it's going to come from, whatever. And we were just having a discussion, and she was just like, I can see you doing it. But it wasn't proper, but she said it in a very authoritative way. And I was
you
like,
kind of knew that.
And I was like, okay, but I didn't know at the time. I just thought, okay. And I thought, obviously, I had modelling experience, but I didn't really know anything about pageants. It was very kind of alien to me. I thought, I'm not sure about that, but I'll pray about it. And I prayed about it for a while, and I kind of just left it. And then one day I was in my library, so I was in second year of uni at the time. I was doing an essay. It was at 2 a.m. I was actually sitting in the library, working, and it just dropped in my heart to research this pageant, research a pageant and see what it's all about. And I thought, okay, let me just type in pageants. I was literally just on Google looking at pageants. I didn't even know what to look for, what it is, anything. And the pageant that I was in, it was called Miss Black Africa at the time. It literally popped up. It was like the first one I saw. And I was like, okay, I wonder what this is about. Started reading into it, and I noticed the fact that it was not just a pageant, but also had a charity aspect of it as a charity awards. And for me, that was a very, very big thing, because one of my goals is to be able to help people in Africa, specifically through charity means. And I thought, okay, do you know what? This looks like it could be something good. So I kind of prayed about it, and a couple of days later on, it dropped in my spirit again to go and research this thing. Researched it again, and I was just looking at the kind of stuff they do, where they take the winner, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, okay, do you know what? Let me just apply for it. And that's literally just how it all went. And yeah, I know it's weird, because when I think about it, me normally, I wouldn't have even done a pageant, because it was way out of my comfort zone. At that time, I was, obviously I modelled, but I kind of felt safe in that place, because as a model, you just walk in the catwalk, you do whatever, but you're not speaking, you're not talking about what you have to do. You don't have to be so confident to the point where you're going out meeting people. But at that point, I was like, oh, okay, I'm at uni, I'm just doing my thing, I don't really want to do anything outside the box. But this really pushed me outside the box. And on my own accord, I would not have done it. But it was just God, God kept leading me back to this thing, like, you need to look into this thing, whatever it is, that's for you. And that was it.
So you kind of, she said it, and you said, okay, I'll pray about it.
Yeah, literally. And someone else said it to me as well, actually. Funny enough, a year before that, someone else had said it to me, but I just disregarded it, and I didn't think anything of it.
It's really, you know, and it is, just like you said, just so refreshing. Like, though I know God is just not a God of being an usher and singing the praise and worship team, but it's refreshing to actually see people say, no, this was a vision from God to be, to own an airline. It's a vision from God to do even a pageant. Some people will say, but isn't that just loving yourself and vanity and, you know, this, you know, these are things that we, even as Christians, in the world, big wide world anyway, and as Christians, we said, it's just like, you should love yourself and you shouldn't be flaunting yourself, young girl, modestly, and all, do you know what I mean? These are things that we hear and get thrown out, you know, and not even necessarily just as Christians, but even our background and cultures, do you know what I mean? These are like, how was your parents, or were they just like, oh, go, yeah, you go, girl?
Yeah, they were so supportive.
Oh,
They
excellent.
were so 100% supportive. They were just like, okay, this is what God has called you to do. If this is where we're going, we'll go with you. And they 100% were behind me the whole way.
Excellent. Excellent. It's so, you know, just like you say, purpose can be so out of the box. Just, that is, to me, that is just so out of the box for God to say, you go and do a pageant. Do you know what I mean? That is so out of the box. Let alone you go and get an airline. Though, you know, I can't wait for that day. You know, I will, yeah, I can't wait for that day. Excellent. I just see it now. I know when, you know what I mean? And actually, that just brought back to mind, at this moment, God is talking to me a lot about what certain things that he wants to do. And at this point, like, basically, the last couple of years, what I started to do is pray for a word for like, you know, like churches have our themes at church. But what I started to do, I read something where the lady said that she prayed for a specific theme for herself, what God wanted as a word for herself. So when I saw that, that's what I started to do. So this would be my second year in doing it. Mine in the first year, and God gave me the word. So I said, this year, there's not much people know. But I'll put it out there because it brought you back to mind. Is one of the words that I got in regards to this year is that of going places. And I kind of, you know, I don't know how I took it. I just said, okay, you know, I'll pray into it and I'll run with it as well. I'll run with however God will lead it. And then someone else, just like you said, the confirmation comes. I remember one church early morning prayer meeting. the lady, she come to me and she started praying and in prophecy, and she said, "You are going places. You are going," like, and I was just like, okay, like, she doesn't know, no one else. I was like, okay, God, I'm hearing you. And then I was led to, like one day when I was at home praying, I was led to anoint my passport. I was like, anoint my passport. I got it written down as well, the dates that I wrote it in my book, and anoint my passport. And then I went Thailand. Do you know what? This was birthed out of me going Thailand. This, I say, transparent talk was, I got the idea sitting in the airport lounge on my way back, but from Thailand. But before I went Thailand, I got the word, like I was at home, and I got the word actually from the Bible. It's in the Bible. I think I had to go back because I don't know where it's referenced, but just, like God can just use one little 3 sentences of the whatever verse it was. I don't even know. I must have it written down somewhere. But it said, "Get ready to travel." That was what that specific, I can't remember what version, but it said, "Get ready to travel." That was what we went Thailand. So I'll go to Thailand, I'll come back, and obviously blah blah blah. But I can say, so Thailand has come and gone. In the past few, I say couple months, somebody came to my house, a lady, and she was like, "Travel, God's saying travel. You're gonna, like, I don't know if it's she said, I don't, it might not necessarily abroad, it might just be, it could be travel London, UK, I don't know, do you know what I mean?" I was like, okay, like, I know the words, so I'm just like, okay, God, let's see what is. But she said that, and then I've been hearing it even more, like, just think there's just been, I don't know what, but it's just the same where you're getting the confirmations, and some people say, "Where are you travelling? Where you travel, God? Mission work? Mission? You're going to mission?" But I don't know, oh God, I just want a beach. but do you know what I mean? That what is out of the box, for me, that is out of the box, that God will tell you, get ready to go and travel. You're going places. Me going places, to be honest, I just think going places mean that I'm going places in life. Like you just, you say, like, son, you're going places. That's what the kind of, and I received that, trust me, I received that because do you know what I mean? But to be honest, even from then, the beginning of the year, to this point here, I can see, even in the sense of going places, from the beginning of the year to now, I can say my life has changed. Like, from then till now, life has changed for me big time. So, and just down to the things that I do day to day, who I'm doing it with, it's just changed. And so it's really like, let's not put our purpose, I guess, in a box. The first and foremost, the first thing is what I've learned so far is, do not put purpose in a box.
Absolutely.
Do not put it in a box, whether it's in a box of church, in a box of what you could possibly do or not do. Do not put purpose in a box. So we're going to continue. It's been a great talk so far. So we're going to continue. We're going to see you after the break, and we'll continue our conversation on the battle with purpose.
Come and have a talk with me.
The truth hurts, but the truth will set you free. Cause who the sun sets free is free indeed. The truth hurts, but the truth will set you free. Cause who the sun sets free is free indeed. I said the truth hurts, but the truth will set you free. Cause who the sun sets free is free indeed. The truth hurts, but the truth will set you free. Cause who the sun sets free, listen. Christ is just and must punish sin. So he died for us and suffered punishment. He paid for the biggest debt and proved his love for men. The wages of sin is death, he moved